All right. Well, hey, the point of today's call is really answer questions and talk about the process of those that want to get involved and get their money into ARB using retirement funds. And so really, I think I'm only going to spend probably 5 or 10 minutes talking about the steps, because I kind of did in a long format, in a long message I put in the group, but talk about it a little bit more and then just answer questions. So I don't see this being super long. I just want to explain it to you. And I'm doing the same thing, by the way. I've been personally involved in there for 7 months in ARB and not with my retirement fund. So I just actually are moving over into a new account with Gemini to do that. There's already clients of mine at Horizon Trust that have done this before me, just so you know. And so then I was like, you know what, I might as well do it with my IRA funds as well. And so I was just hesitant to do it because, again, this was just so good. It was like, all right, how long is it going to last? And it's been going obviously really well. So just real quick, 2 seconds of background. I have a trust company called Horizon Trust Company. I started 8 years ago. We hold $450 million in assets, and I think I said 550. I don't know if it's 450 or 550, but I should know the difference. $100 million. But the emails I get every month, I get confused. I forgot which one I looked at. So
it's growing so fast.
Well, we get so many assets. So every month, every week, our account grows with assets between $2 and $5 million every single week. And so I want to be clear: Horizon Trust Company is not a fiduciary. Why people love working with our company or a company like ours is you get to invest your funds wherever you want. Okay, that's the biggest difference. So you won't be able to go into mostly, anything that's not, any alternative asset without using a trust company like mine. So I just happen to be someone who owns a company who's done a ton of real estate using my IRA. That's where it started from. And I started a trust company because I'm an active investor. By default now, that is my business. I love the trust business and self-directed IRAs. So we got 6,000 clients, a staff of 20 or 25 individuals, and we're really hands-on. So time is money for us. That's the difference between me and any other trust company. I want to just hit that on real quick, because what I'm telling you, most other trust companies are not prepared yet to do, because they don't get it, they don't understand it, and maybe they're too big to make the decision very quickly. But also time from a perspective as if you want to move your money into well, I'm going to use ARB, into ARB, then as you know, every day that takes you to get over there that you're losing is potentially a half a point to a point that you're losing in interest. Right. So typically trust companies take anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks to get it set up and get your money out. We get it in anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks. So you can do the math. If we're saving you 2 to 4 weeks, you know what that means if you're in the ARB. So that's why you'd want to use us. Besides that, we're all the same. So I just want to be clear. So the process in which if an individual wants to do this, I recommend first and foremost, if you don't have a Roth IRA, you do it with a Roth IRA. A Roth, if you're not familiar with it, obviously anything in your Roth account, it grows tax-free and comes out tax-free. But for most of you individuals, sorry, I don't know how to turn that off, but I keep getting messages. But most of the individuals on this phone call, I assume, already have a retirement account. You already have a traditional or SEP or simple IRA or even an old 401k. If you're on this phone and already have an account that's an old 401k from a previous employer, or a SEP or a simple or a Roth, all of those accounts can be rolled over or transferred over to Horizon Trust Company. We help you do that whole process. So it's really a 10-minute phone call with my team. We actually fill out the paperwork for you. We email it out to you. So all you got to do is sign it, send it back to us. We then will request the funds from wherever it's at, all or a portion of it. So Tim, if you have $100,000 at Fidelity and you want to do this with $10,000 or 20, we'll help you fill out the paperwork and we'll move over whatever dollar amount you want from Fidelity in cash. If it's in a stock or mutual fund, you got to sell a certain percentage so you have stock or cash, and we'll transfer it to Horizon Trust. That's an easy process that we handle as well for you. You just tell us a dollar amount and you're getting the call with us. We get it transferred over tax-free. Once it arrives over Horizon Trust Company, now you have an account with us. And now you're able to make the decision on behalf of your account where you want to invest it. Remember, we don't make the decision for you. If you're deciding to move into the ARB or into precious metals or in real estate or a combination thereof, that's cool. That's up to you, not up to us. We'll help you with the documentation to make sure it's done correctly. So once the money's arrived, if you want to get into ARB, and if you're familiar with, if most of you have gone through Coinbase, I went through Coinbase. I don't know if most of you guys went. Did most of you?
Yeah, most of us went through Coinbase.
Yeah. So Coinbase, as you know, and as I learned from my son, you have to be at least 18 years old, which my son couldn't do. He tried to sneak the system, and they caught him. They're like, no, you can't do this. So we had to go elsewhere with my son. But you also have to be an individual. You can't be an LLC or a trust. And so there's a couple platforms. I keep saying Gemini, but I also know Scott Bolch recently keeps saying, is it Heckler or Hackler? Or
Kraken.
Kraken. There you go. Similar. Kraken. He says the same. It works there as well. And so what you need to do is you have to create a new LLC. Now, this part we can do for you, or you can do on your own. I don't care. We do have an affiliate that does that. We don't do it, but our affiliate that knows how to set up the LLC very quickly for you can do it. It's like $500 or $600, and he'll get the LLC done for you. And that's included in, so when I say it's included, I'll go to fees last. Okay. So you have to create an LLC from scratch. It can't be an existing LLC that you have ownership in. That will blow it up and it'll make it so it's a taxable event. Mm-hmm. And it totally ruins the possibility of you deferring your taxes or avoiding taxes on these gains. Right. So it has to be a new LLC, or it can be an existing LLC, but of somebody else's. For example, if I open up a self-directed IRA and I decide that I want to direct my funds and have a note and send it to Tim to your LLC, I could do that. And it could be an existing LLC. That's not a problem. But if I want to control the account, log on to my account and have it just for my retirement funds, you have to open up a brand new LLC, and that LLC is managed by you individually. And Tim, I'm going to keep using you because I'm looking at you on the screen here. But the member of that LLC, the owner of the LLC, would be Tim's IRA. So let's say, Tim, you have a self-directed Roth or a self-directed Simple. And I have some of my staff listening to me, so you can interrupt me if I'm saying something wrong, but I don't think I am. Right? Am I good? Okay. So I want them to know. So when you guys call or email and say I want to do this, they're ready. They've heard this conversation. So you will the LLC, the member will own it. For example, right now, most of your LLCs, Tim, you or your trust or somebody owns the LLC. In this case, your IRA will own it. So if you open up a Roth with us, it'll be the owner member on the LLC, which again, we can help create for you. We'll say the member is 100% Horizon Trust Company, Roth, IRA, FBO, Tim, in your account number. That will be actually the owner of your LLC. So then you're going to request from Horizon Trust Company that we send X amount of dollars, whichever amount you want that's sitting there, to be moved from Horizon Trust to your LLC. From there, we're pretty much done. Horizon Trust is. You still have your steps to do, just like you would if you were to set up an account with Coinbase. You open up an account with Gemini or Kraken, where the LLC is the account owner, and you get to all your new account information, and then you will wire transfer from your bank account that you set up for that LLC, from the LLC to whichever platform it is, and then getting it over to ARB, just like you would as any other, if you're doing it as an individual. So now what you do is you will report to us at Horizon Trust Company once a year the account value. We have to know the account value, and we will report it, which is our job. Our job is to report contributions and distributions, and I shouldn't say report, and then for us to keep in our file the account value. We're not actually going to report to the IRS what the value is. We report when you make contributions and distributions. Everybody does. That's our rule. We have to. But one of the questions I get all the time is, well, is it okay if we make this much money in our IRA? Can we make that much money?
Yeah.
The answer is yes. Even on real estate, when I wholesale a deal, I'd maybe put up $5,000 and get back 15 within 3 months, get a 300% rate of return. Is that okay? Yes. So same thing here goes. And so the difference is now when you do cash out and when the funds do come back to your LLC, all those funds have to then go back from the LLC back into your retirement account. You can't take a management fee. So some people try to get creative and pay a management fee out. You can't do that. You don't take any distributions out or else you obviously blow up the tax benefit of doing this. So that's the process. It's really simple. A lot of the questions really I'll talk about fees for a second, is really what kind of account you want at Horizon Trust that's going to own your LLC. So if you already have a traditional, you might just keep it as a traditional. But if you want to move your IRA, I would recommend, with the returns that we're making right now, you're crazy not to roll over your current 401k. Sorry, not current, but past. You can't move over a current. A previous 401k or traditional IRA to our company, then convert it to a Roth. Again, we can do this all very quickly. And then you've paid your taxes. Okay, so when you convert it to a Roth, you have to pay the taxes on those funds, but it'll come out of the money you have. So let's say you have $100,000, you convert it, maybe you have to pay $20,000 out of that 100. So now you're at $80,000. You with me? So now you're at 80, that's a Roth. Now when that 80 turns into 160 in 90 days, all that grows tax free, and when you pull it out, you don't pay taxes. So that does make the most sense. So that's how it works. Now, as far as fees go, we charge $1,250 setup. That includes the LLC and our setup costs one time, and then the annual fee. The annual fee is asset-based. If you go to our website, you can see what it is, but it's anywhere from 1/4 of a point all the way up to 0.77, right? 0.78. Is that the? 7.7. Yeah. So basically, what we all make in one day is what the annual fee is for us. Maybe it might take us 2 days, right? Some of our days we'll make 0.61 basis points, but the annual cost for Horizon Trust Company to hold the account is based upon your asset value, but no greater than 78 basis points, so less than 1% per year based upon the account value. And then there is a one-time setup fee. Now, if you choose to set up your own LLC, which we're totally okay with, then it's just a $250 that we're going to charge you to set up your account rather than $1,250. And I say $1,250 because out of that other $1,000 we're paying for your LLC, and we make some money on that. So frankly, I don't need to make money on that. For those of you on this call today, I'll take off $250 off that setup. So it's really $1,000 for the setup, but that will include the LLC and the IRA costs. Just for you guys on this call. Otherwise, if they want to go to our website, that will make a few extra $100 on it. I feel like this is kind of our community. I'm not going to lose money on it, but definitely I want to save a couple $100 for those that want to set up the LLC and the IRA. But again, if you want to set up your own IRA, we're going to charge you the $250 just to set up, as well as the annual cost. Then the only other thing you got to do is in the account is you have to leave. Kim, how much do you have to leave in the account?
For this
$1,000. So if you roll over $10,000 into your account, $1,000 has to stay in your trust company in your IRA account, sitting in cash. It only owns 10 basis points, so I'm sorry about that. But that's it in a nutshell. That's how it works. But just to make it easy for all of you, I just want to make sure we do 99% of the work for you, with the exception of one phone call where we want to do one phone call with you, one of our staff members, and then we will call wherever your monies are at. Let's say, again, Tim, your money is at Fidelity or wherever it may be. We'll call Fidelity together. We'll do the talking and request the funds to come over. The reason why we do that is if we do a call with the client on the phone, the monies will come over much, much quicker rather than us sending out a document to Fidelity. Then Fidelity gets it. They might have their own document, might respond and take a week or 30 days to respond. You lose all that time to get your money over to us and get it invested. So I've covered fees, I've covered timeline. We fill out all the application for you. And before I jump into questions and some things that I don't know his name because it's Bitcoin. You guys probably know his name. I don't know who Bitcoin Billionaire is.
Yeah, that's me. That's
That's you? Oh, finally there's a name. Okay, so you're Bitcoin Billionaire. All right. All right. So I won't call you Tim. I'll call you Bitcoin Billionaire. So the last last thing I was gonna say is, and actually I'll just put it on the Telegram. You already have my email. All you gotta do is just email me and say, hey, Greg at horizontrust.com. Have someone call me and talk about my accounts, and then I'll have my team call you and talk about your individual account and how it works. Because you might have like a different kind of IRA, or you're not sure how much you can move, or whatever the case is. We'll do a one-on-one call with you and help you out. So.
Gotcha. Okay. Sounds good. You ready for some questions?
I'm ready.
Okay. So what would happen when I'm trading ARBs, or like I'm trading, or let's say I decide, okay, I don't want to hold ARB, I want to sell into Bitcoin because Bitcoin's about to go up. Like what happens when I'm doing those kind of trades within my account?
Really nothing. The only time you've got to report anything to us and we get the information is when you actually take the money out of the platform. So if you're trading and whatever the case is, and it's owned by your LLC, that's owned by the IRA, there's no reporting. And so those funds, once you've sold and the cash has come out, we'll report.
And what about what about if David gave me a big bonus, and so my account went from say 1,000 to now 10,000 or 100,000? Would there be some kind of reporting of that might be needed later on when I'm?
Well, I just want to know how, so I can get the bonus too. First, no, but no. Seriously though, so long as any monies that are earned on the funds that your IRA LLC invested stay IRA invested, you don't have to pay taxes on it. The reason why I'm saying that is, for example, let's say that over here you have a non-IRA account and you're getting a bonus of $5,000 or $10,000, and he bonuses this account. That would not work. You can't get a bonus on your individual stuff that's sent to your IRA account so you can avoid paying taxes. Any bonuses that would occur would have to be associated only to that account for the merits of that account. Now, if there's a bonus on, it's just like a real estate deal. In real estate, there might be an exit fee in a real estate deal where someone gets a $50,000 exit fee. Well, if that's associated to the interest owned by that LLC IRA, then you won't pay taxes on it.
Okay. All right.
I don't think you like my answer, but I was trying to do the best.
No. It's fine. I like. I mean, I'm trying to think like, because with moving crypto, it's so easy for us to, fund more into our accounts, right? Like, what kind of tracking of reporting is needed later on?
It's all about contributions and distributions. You can never take something out in cash. Anytime you take something out in cash,
not cash, just crypto.
Yeah. While it's trading there, it goes up and down. There's no tax consequences.
Right. But like, for example, if I not cash, but let's say if I transfer crypto from one account to another account, or like, let's say, for example, I can ask David to transfer, a chunk of money from my personal ABOT over to my IRA ABOT, for example.
Can't do that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Who you guys? I know you're all on mute. Can you unmute and see if any? Those are my questions. Let me see.
So along Tim's question, what if he cashes out of arbitraging and goes to, say, to Binance and he's buying other crypto assets? It would have to be in an account that's also tied to the LLC, the IRS.
Yes, absolutely. So if he sells out of there and goes into another platform or another asset, it need to be tied. Most important thing you always do is keep the titling the same. So the title of it needs to be the LLC. And so you can't move it out and then move it into your personal account or in your individual name or even your friends or family's name. So, but you can do it. You can sell and move on to another coin or platform as long as it's titled the correct way.
Okay. And do you know anyone that has actually gone through this process and done it the whole way and has their account set up and working?
I know people that have moved their money over into ARB and it's working, yes, but not that have put on any other, that have bought
other crypto.
Yeah, other crypto. I mean, this is only ARB is the only thing they've done.
Okay, so they just created a second account in their name, and they have a different phone for the 2FA and.
Yep. Yeah, and I'm excited because if I understood correctly, maybe I didn't. Maybe with these new changes, you'll actually be able to look at, you can log on and see different, your different accounts on one login.
Yeah.
I think they're changing it, right?
Yeah, the 2FA, I mean, it could be on the same phone, Tim. It doesn't have to be on a separate phone. 2FA, you can have as many accounts as you want on there.
Okay.
Okay. And then Stacy, are you gonna unmute and ask your question, or you want me to ask?
Hey, yeah, I can ask it, Tim. Do you believe that that a Roth is still the best way for kids to go under 18, a checkbook Roth?
Absolutely. Roth is the way. Well, especially investing in NARB, you should only do Roth. The gains are just too big not to. But yes, under 18 for sure as well. As long as they, you can't have a Roth, a retirement account, unless you have income. So as long as they have income coming in, then they can open up a retirement account. Unless you're gonna do a 529 plan, like an education thing. And so then you could, you can, we open up education and 529s, and what other kid accounts do we have, Kim? The Coverdale accounts we have for kids. I mean, we probably have like 10 of those in our whole list of 6,000, but yeah.
Okay. Any other questions, guys? Doug?
I've got a question for Tim. So say that we were able to get this worked out and we had a, a decent chunk of money, say 50 or 100 or whatever the number is. How do we get that in? I know there used to be a back door to get in without having to go through all the buy process, and especially with 25 ETH blocks. I mean, when I went in first my personal account, it took me 2.5 hours to get in, trying not to affect the price or avoid that going forward.
Yeah, well, yeah, we can just get in by sending it to a separate wallet, and then we'll let I'll let David know, and David will credit your account accordingly. The good thing about going through and also depends on when we do this, it's best if we do it collectively, depending on how much money we might be able to get David to give us a bonus on top. So it's an instant bonus getting in. And which just refers back to the bonus I was talking about earlier, Greg. It's like, okay, so for example, let's say all of us go in and there's $100,000 total, and David's going to give us a 30% bonus. So now it's 130,000 that's really going in. So each of our account have an instant, 30% bonus. Like, how would that be treated?
That's fine. That's fine. It's just going to go up your account value when you give us your annual valuation of asset. Then we just need to know what that is. That's all. You're just going to tell us what that is at the trust company, but it doesn't matter. You can get. I mean, there's annuities that give you 5 or 10% bonuses just for when you sign up on day one.
Okay.
So that's fine. Hold on. There's one thought I had on that. Oh. Since it sounds like you do talk to David, I met with Kiran this last week.
Yeah, Kiran.
In here in Vegas, and I know one of the things that seems to be important for the integrity of the system is people leaving money in there, leaving gains and interest and stuff and not pulling it out. And I think it's something that's important that you could bring up with Dave, and I think is good for the community, which is we should, obviously I'm biased, but we should, and you should introduce, I told Scott this last week, I don't know if he's going to or not, but the more people that buy with their IRAs in ARB, the better. And the reason why is because most of us aren't going to touch that money or can't touch it till we're 60 anyways, 59 and a half.
That's a good idea, yeah.
And so if Dave is looking for people that are actually going to put their money in and not take any interest out, IRA investors are the best because we can't touch it anyway. So all we're going to let it do is compound and not pull anything out, which is actually creates a better system, if I understand it correctly, from infrastructure. The more people that are actually letting it grow rather than pulling it all out. And so I do think this is overall really good for arbitraging.
That's a good point. Yeah, I'll definitely talk to him about that. And for him, it depends on how many of us are going in and how much it is. Yeah,
sure.
Because that will help him decide what kind of bonus he might give us to do that, because
let me know on that, because I'm doing the exact same thing with my retirement funds too. So I'm raising my hand to be part of that group on the bonus you're talking about.
All right, sounds good. So yeah, I'll coordinate that. Right, with the chaos that's going on right now, that his intention is to deal with that. So,
yeah.
But next week when things settles, definitely. Okay, and. Let me think here. So a new account, and I would like to, okay, how much can someone put in, to open a new account for an adult, and then, for the kids too. Like, I was thinking, hey, I should have opened my kids in this instead of their own account. Because my intention wasn't for them to spend it anyways, just to let it go NABOT. Yeah.
Well, first, for a 529, correct? For kids, how much can they put away in 529 plans? Do you know the rules on that? So is it 5,000 as well? I can Google it real quick and note the limitations. In fact, you want to Google it while I'm talking about it real quick? Google what the limitations are. But anyways, the quick answer is you could open up an account for them, a self-directed account for them. And actually, this is a good point. If you, Tim, create a new LLC, and let's say that your LLC is owned by your IRA that has $50,000, your wife could own $25,000, or maybe let's say 40. So that's 90%. And then each kid, if you have 2 kids, could have 5 and 5. Your kids, so the 4 of you could be members of the LLC.
Okay.
And so each kid puts in 5,000 from their self-directed account that would own it. So you only have to have 1 LLC. You don't have to have 4 LLC.
Okay, that's good.
That's a pain in the ass every year. So you'd have 1 LLC, and you can have multiple members on there. But but you got to make sure it's per dollar put in. So you can't be like put in 50% or 90% of your money, but give your kid 25% of the LLC. That doesn't work.
Yeah. Okay.
But people do that kind of thing. They're like, oh, I'm going to try to avoid it and give it to my kids. And you can't, it's by dollar put in. So yeah, we can set up a coverall or also a 529 plan. And we're Googling it right now, but you can Google it as well, or I can put it on here in a second. But you can do that for each one of your kids. Okay. If they have income coming in, they're over, I think it's 16, then you can create just a normal Roth IRA.
Okay. Now, if they have a 529 and they have a Roth, can all of that still be in the same LLC?
Yes. Same for you as well. Let's say you have a Roth and a traditional. You don't want to convert all of it. You just convert half of it. Your traditional and your Roth can each own 50% of that LLC and be members of it. And so when that distribution comes out, half will go into the Roth and half will go to your traditional, and it's got its own taxes for each thing.
I see. Okay. And so you mentioned about 16. I mean, my kids are, 11 and 14. However, they are working. Like I have them trading arms. So, so let's say I hire them to trade arms for me. Like that count as work. So, would that work, or do they actually have to be 16? I don't think so, right? It could be younger, right?
I'm checking.
Okay.
So maybe someone on the call even knows. I should know this answer.
Unless the rules have changed, they just have to have earned income. I know people used to hire their kids as models for their business and stuff so they could get earned income at a really early age.
Right.
There's no minimum age.
Yeah, I'll just make sure I print a bunch of.
No minimum age to open a Roth IRA. Only requirement is the child has earned income.
Okay, yeah. So they'll be wearing Bitcoin billionaire T-shirts to brand the Bitcoin billionaire brand.
Yeah, that's their work. I just bought my son one of the arbitraging T-shirts, making money daily or passive income daily or something.
That's awesome. All right, guys. Let's see. Someone sent a message here. Okay, Doug said Mike's not working. Already have an IRA own LLC. Just need to see what Kraken or Gemini needs to set up an account for an LLC.
Yep, I see it. Okay.
Right.
Look, if you need any help, I'm here to help you no matter what. If you don't want to use our company, I'm okay with that too. I'm not here like, if you're going to use us, we're going to charge our fees to do it just for the time and energy. But if you want to use somebody else, which I don't know anyone's actually really doing it, I'll answer questions for you. I'm not here to, I want to help out. If I can help, I'll help you out.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, and if, like I said, if we're going to do it, let's coordinate it as a one transaction so I can negotiate with David one time for all of our accounts. And
here's what I would propose, Tim, is maybe sending out a message to whoever, both groups or the group, and saying, hey, look, we're going to do, talk to Dave first, right? Talk to Dave. And maybe Dave says, hey, look, before I know what I can do for you, tell me how much money you're talking about. So then you'd send out a message to everyone in the group saying, hey, look, we're going to do one tranche with retirement funds, which is money that's pretty much going to stay in the ARB.
Right.
How much do you guys think we'll do? And then we can do figure out what the number is. And then we set a date. So maybe it's like February 15th.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Gives 30 days for get all the accounts set up, everyone ready to go. Because it will, some people's going to take a week, some might take a couple weeks, but they give us all time to get the IRA set up, the LLC set up, the money ready, and then we do it.
That's good.
That's what I'd recommend.
Okay, that's a good idea. Hopefully I can get him to do a 50% bonus just because we're going to keep it in there for years. That would be awesome.
Hey, and maybe you tell him, say, hey, look, we have no problem putting some strings attached to it where we can't touch it for X amount of years. I'm cool with that. I can't touch it anyways.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would tell him. It's like, look, you can just set it on auto reinvest for a year. Like, that's our commitment or something,
Even 2 years. But anyways, okay, I'm open to it. Yeah.
All right, awesome.
Hey, Greg, what's your contact information, please?
Yeah, my email is greg@horizontrust.com. Or I'll give you my can everyone see the chat or no?
Yeah, we can.
So there's my cell phone.
Do you mind that I send your contact into the group?
Yeah, no, that's fine. You go ahead, send it to the group. My email's there, and also my cell phone. Feel free to just message me. And what I'm gonna do, just so you know, is obviously it's fun holiday time, and there's a lot of traveling going on. Whatever, I'm gonna have specifically for our group individuals, Daniel from my team. He's sitting here with us right now. Daniel will call you. He's heard this whole call. So if you email me, Daniel will send out a message and set up an appointment right away. In fact, it's better if you just say, hey, here's the day and time I can talk, and he'll just call you then. And it'll be a 5 or 10 minute phone call. The best thing to do, though, for the call to speed it up is have a copy of one of your old statements around. Like if you got money at Fidelity or Charles Schwab, because he can then tell you real quickly how long it will take to get transferred over.
That sounds good. Awesome. All right. Look, see, the two Tims that are on this call asked the most questions, so we won the most curious guys in in the group.
You win the free T-shirt.
Free T-shirt. Any other questions, guys? Chris, you've been quiet. Haven't heard anything from you.
He's gone. He's checked out.
All right. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much, Greg. Really.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
All right. Good meeting you, buddy. All right.
Bye.
Thanks.